The PPDA has in earnest begun probing a vault of over 70 billion shillings from the office of the Prime Minister spent between 2009 to 2012 on relief supplies and development activities in Uganda. Benson Turami, the Director, Procurement, Audit and Investigations, told NTV that last month, a 7-man team of auditors began rummaging through 136 procurement cases. Among the officers who will be questioned is the former Permanent Secretary, who has been transferred to Gender Docket, Pius Bigirimana, and the former Under-Secretary, Flavia Wadua, former Principal Accountant, Geoffrey Kazinda, who is serving a jail sentence in Luzira prisons, and the Interdicted Commissioner for Disaster Management, Martin Owol.
We have held an entry meeting, and the team at the Office of the Prime Minister were cooperative. We had that meeting, and they have availed files.
However, Turami revealed that the ministry had earlier on selectively submitted monthly audit reports. He said that they only became aware of this astronomical expenditure when the CIID forwarded other files to the PPDA.
I wouldn't say we failed, but we rely on the goodwill of the entity. If they actually decide not to report some of these cases, then it would be difficult to discover whether actually they did a procurement.
Some of the activities under scrutiny include 13 billion shillings spent on tractor hire services for ploughing in Karamoja, Acholi, Lango, and Teso sub-regions. The audit will also shed light on the 7 billion shillings doled out on airlifting of food items to disaster-stricken areas of Bududa and Bulambuli, which had been ravaged by mudslides. According to a source privy to the investigations, some of the companies which were awarded these tenders include Christ Embassy Enterprises, Jesus Enterprises, Haj Asman Sebolondo, and Bulondo Apartment, among others. These firms are also linked to some powerful officials, say sources.
They are not familiar. They are not familiar to me. But there are other firms like Farm Engineering, which we have been seeing.
The audit will also focus on a 6.3 billion shillings, which was purportedly spent on fuel and lubricants to transport food items to Karamoja region. Another vote of 2.5 billion shillings spent on the construction of 25 Acholi chiefs' houses in the districts of Kitgum, Padel, and Agago will also be examined by the audit. Under the same vote, some of this money was spent on the construction of health workers and teachers' houses in Otuke district. However, out of the 136 cases which will be audited, money spent on 71 activities is not reflected in the accountability OPM officials handed over to CIID. The recent effort to bring to book those involved in one of the biggest white-collar crimes after the OPM corruption scandal unraveled comes at a time there are attempts to frustrate the investigations.
We will not be manipulated, I want to assure you. Our findings will be factual, and we also will not implicate anybody unfairly, and will definitely indicate also the part of the law of the PPDA Act and the regulations that has been breached.
A 7-man team of auditors from PPDA will come up with a report by the end of February next year, which will be submitted to the current Permanent Secretary within the Office of the Prime Minister, Christine Guatude, and the Director of CIID. And it will be from those findings that we could see more names and more people prosecuted from the Office of the Prime Minister. Sudil Biarhanga, NTV Weekend Edition.